Hey y'all, what it is, what it do? It's your girl Brittany. I am back. I am better with another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell to be notified of every time I post. You know what it is. I know what it is. We know that I post frequently. All right, y'all, say it with me collectively. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping, we doing a doggy bow or doggy yow into this video. Click the link down in the description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. All right, y'all, without further ado, let's get into that video. Now, this episode of Playboys, episode 3, was Zeta's down. This was Zeta's episode. From the beginning to the end, Zeta came and woke his house up. He never minded. He needed that. He was gonna get that. Okay. This was all about Zeta. Okay. Nothing else happened. Nothing else went down. This was Zeta's episode. Very much so. Like you have to give it to Zeta. Zeta came in. Zeta very much gave personality. Very much, never minded. Was gonna get in the field every time. Came cute. It was given. I say as far as confessionals go, it was Landon's. Landon, y'all know he always gonna tear a confessional up and down. And I definitely think that, this was his as far as like confessionals go. Mari was so cute, but he minded. Mari minded. They said that Mari was kind of a background character for the season, very much so. I guess his friend had got knocked out at the reunion, so it's like, are you like your friend? You can't fight either. Like, what's going on. But it do seem as though he gonna give us looks. He's gonna give us looks. So we start off the episode with Rich Day fighting Sheic. Cashie, he asked Cashie, which one? Who you want me to get? Cashie said, get Sheic. He said, Sheic, come on, we finna get that. Boom. So the boys get that. It definitely very much gave Ty. It gave Ty. Both of them was sticking in there with each other. Very much, because they wanted to keep going. And, she gave him his props, said, hit hard, very much. But I don't mind. I really don't mind. I told y'all that before. I never minded them making sheets go out and work. All that pretty, this Playboys. You might have got away with that on Deja Vu. But like I said before, I want to see who he is outside of that pretty stuff, because it very much could have just kept liking your pictures on Instagram. You think you're gonna come on TV and think that Instagram is gonna transfer over to TV. It ain't giving it. And a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, from the confessional Rich they gave, it gave a little bit of hater, because it's like, okay, I want to fight you because you're pretty. But it's more like, to me, the way I see it on Playboys, it's giving like, no, I'm gonna make you get up, I'm gonna make you work. I'm not gonna just allow you to say whatever you want out your mouth. You think you're gonna be tea all day and say what you want to say, but not have to stand on no business. But she's can fight, so it's not like he can't fight or nothing. But his default is, I'm pretty. I'm just so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm too pretty for this. That's his default. So I'm glad that they, waking him up, making him work. I will say, Tay, Sheen, they is tired, baby. Y'all must not fight like that. Cause when I tell you, Cashie, Rich Day, they was able to keep going and going and going and going and going. They over there out of breath, tired, hand on chair, like, what is going on? Now, I'm going to have to go and get Sheiks together. I don't think that because he got with Rich Day program that Rich Day started crashing out because he got with his program. I think it was more like he said, come on, let's do another round. You declined the round because you said that you had to get your breath. You was tired. So, no, I don't think because you got with his program, he was just like, okay, well, I'm not for to crash out. You ain't beat him up for him to crash out. Y'all got with each other program, and he said, okay, give him my program again. I honestly, in my opinion, when it comes to people fighting, this example, when it came to Naj and Cash, that first round, everybody can give it they all that first round. But them people that really know how to give it up, they gonna keep going round after round after round. People who know how to, have some stamina and really work, they can go round after round. Certain people just, it's not used to fighting like that, so they can go one round. But if we want to really like determine a winner of the fight or something like that, you go a second round, then it's like, all right, if y'all just kept going, you really couldn't mess with them. But it just depends on how much the person fight, how much stamina they got, how long they take their break, all this, all that. And again, like I said, this first little half, Landon's confessionals cleared. He ate the room up. Like he said, Rich very much came on that energy this season. Last season, it definitely gave very much he was getting his foot wet. But now it's giving, he comfortable. He ready to do it. He know what he has to bring. And, obviously he did Playboys. And he did some shows outside of Playboys too. So when Playboys came back around, he was more comfortable. And he was ready to give TV, So I do like that. And you ran up and then nothing happened. Like, be for real. So we go to house A. The boys is finding a room. Shinx want to have his own room, but I think he end up rooming with Tay. I don't know if he know Tay already or not. All them is from Houston, but it seems as though Tay gravitated to him, and maybe they was friends before this. But I think they end up sharing a room. But see, that's what we talking about too. That pretty stuff, that pampered. Like everybody run to go get their room. He just more like, damsel in distress. I'll just get a room. Oh my gosh, what room do the princess want to get? Like that's what he give off. JR keep talking like, tomorrow gotta keep your head on the swivel. Ain't nobody stunning you. JR way too comfortable. As y'all know, I told y'all he related to T-Lo now. So be for real. Like ain't nobody finna try you. Don't nobody want to be bothered with you. Ain't nobody finna say nothing. Not the way to know JR. He gotta keep your head on the swivel. For what? Everybody know anybody finna hit you. Tay is so handsome, but every time I see him come on my screen, I think, I don't know why. Like, literally. And they don't make it no better with giving the side view in the confessionals. I just see the lip hang. I just see it. I'm like, like it just, I don't know. Is that gonna be the whole season? I don't know what's going on. So Zeta come in on the walk up on the confessional, giving life. Very much is comfortable, ready to give us TV. Okay, very much ready to give us TV, putting it on, giving cute, very much so on the walk up itself. And then, like I said, confessionals, walk up, giving personality all the way. So mind y'all, Zeta. The show I seen him on was on Valley Boys, season 1. I seen him on there. Did his thing or whatever. Now, I don't know really what's him and D Scott's beef. He said, Landon has something to do with it. But I will agree with D Scott, when he said that Landon is a friend to nobody. We've seen this time and time again. Landon can definitely be a snake in the grass. He's an opportunist. He manipulates things very much so all the time. He's definitely not one to be trusted. Very much so. So I agree with him on that part. So the first fade that Zeta get in is with D Scott, obviously. And again, on the walk up, he was on there. He had some twerk for him. Very much. I would say, the first round, Zeta was coming in hot. No pulling hair, coming from the spine. D Scott was able, to get a little few punches in while he pulled Zeta hair, uppercut him real quick. Went to the floor, Zeta got in there digging. Bow, bow, bow. And then, mind you, D Scott kicking. That's why I really didn't want him on the show. But okay. And mind you, when they get up, Zeta like, I'm putting belt to ass. He told me something. What bell? You're kicking. What are you talking about? We just seen you. Hercules kick the hell out of this boy. What is you talking about? He kicking. He's not kicking. He's coming from the shoulders. But, on the walk up, Zeta was on there and he got that. So mind you, Zeta ready. Zeta is so funny. We in Miami turning up another night. Oh no, he up there living. Now, this is what I be saying. Y'all love to steal the girls' lingo. It's a respect to the law. You gonna respect the law. It's a style. It's a swag about it, okay? I would love to go around here trying to steal somebody's lane. It don't even say it right. It's respect to the law. It's respect to the law. You gonna respect the law. It's respect to the law. It's respect to the law. Okay, let's get it right. So they finally get around to the second fade. And okay, in the first fade, I'm not gonna lie, he did start off by kicking. He kicked him in like the leg. But again, like I said, D Scott, you up here climbing the damn chimney with him by the end kicking, like doing the most. So they finally move on to the second fade. The second fade very much gave to me, Zeta got that too, like very much. D Scott just ran him back and pushed him on the wall. But y'all know security feel like they made a glass. So we didn't really see, who was hitting, who was macking after that. And not only that, I know D Scott back is on the floor. Okay. How hard they hit that hardwood, I know his back is still sitting there, standing there, standing there. I really want people to stop thinking that a whoop is had here. A whoop was not had. D Scott didn't do anything but took Zeta to the couch. A whoop definitely was not had. Zeta was punching. D Scott really was just like punching Zeta a little bit in the bottom of his chin, but Zeta was hitting him all on his cheek. Like a whoop was not had that second round. You definitely can tell that D Scott and Khalil was supposed to be friends. He's really going hard behind his homie. Really going hard. I love that Zay is doing the mirror on the wall, talking to himself in third person. It was hilarious. Like I love the mirror on the wall. I can't get no work, but I keep handing it out. Boom. So Cashie goes into, a little more detail about his feelings towards, him and Maul's encounter, and he basically just lets it be known that his brother does has a disability, and his brother is his rock, that's his heart, that's his other half, and he be damned if somebody gonna talk about his brother in his face and he don't get that, which is true. I understand. I definitely understand where he's coming from. Him and Maul are, rekindling a relationship and figuring a relationship out. Both of y'all definitely went below the belt. Even with you saying I talked about your parenting, you still talked about that man child, So both of y'all went below the belt. I get it, I understand, but both of y'all went below the belt. Both of y'all were talking about people who could not defend themselves, and that's why y'all got in the field. But I am overall happy that they were able to come back together. They men don't take stuff to heart as far as women goes. Like they don't hold grudges as long. They're able to talk it out and understand each other's point of view. Maybe they won't ever be as close as they were, but they are, trying to get back cool, which I do love that for them, because they really were actually good friends. So I do hate that, their friendship came to that, where they did have this big public blow up. But I definitely think if boundaries were set early on, especially on Cashie's part, that I wouldn't say this wouldn't have happened, but it wouldn't have came to these kind of blows, in my opinion. Because early on, he was saying like he hated how Maul would talk about him, calling him like a bottom and stuff like that. Like he felt like Maul was throwing shade or picking on him, and he never spoke up for himself when it came to that in a friendship. But again, if he would have spoke up on that early on, saying like, oh, I don't like when you do this, brother, or whatever, I think lines wouldn't have been as I don't think lines would have been as crossed. And when they first got into it, it wouldn't have been as like personal business going out there immediately. Now, mind y'all, they end up talking about the eliminations and how Isaiah for real about the eliminations. And how the boys is doing their thing, but he could have more. I like Isaiah so far this season. I like what he's giving. Like, I think, this go around, he's very comfortable in his CEO position. And I do like the fact that he's more front and center when it comes to Playboys. I definitely think when it came to Dollhouse, a little bit they was kind of disrespecting him. He really ain't had no voice in Dollhouse, you could tell. But on Playboys, he might have, had a group meeting and let them know, hey, this is my shit. So if I say do this, I say do that. That's my shit. This is giving just hit that line. Cause welcome to Playboys. Welcome to Playboys. Very much. Did we catch you just putting it up there? Did you just take the belt off? Is it in the bathroom with us? Like, welcome to Playboys! Welcome to Playboys! Welcome to Playboys! Did we just get the line? Okay. Did we? I need to know. So Zeta on that. I like Zeta already so far. Zeta is on that. So Maul is like, you shouldn't have inserted yourself in him and Landon's business. Zeta said, I'm gonna get to you. Let me catch my breath. Let me catch my breath. I'm gonna get to you. Security. I said, okay, Zeta. Love him already. So Maul coming up to Zeta, mind you, you keep pressing Zeta. Zeta said, hold on, back up. And Zeta said, hold on, you ain't got no twerk for me. Don't keep coming over here bothering me. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. That little 10-second fade was everything. I ain't gonna lie to you. Both of them was in there macking. Both of them. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Zeta got Maul twice. And when Maul came back, he ate Zeta up twice. You seen Zeta head go boom, boom. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even know what to call it because both of them was in there. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it gave no winner in that one. It gave, like, hit hard, though. Hit hard. Like, Zeta came in giving Maul some work. And then, Maul returned the favor and gave Zeta some work. So both of them was up in there. That was a good little squabble right there. D Scott come in, fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Back. Girl, I am just hollering. It's the jump on security back. Got him. Gotta tap in real quick. A jump was had. Well, a tag team was had. So Solo wanted to get that for Zeta, but it really gave talk. I ain't gonna lie to you. Solo never moved. He's saying run that, but not moving. Not going towards the target or nothing. It's just giving, like, don't do it again. It gave warning, but it didn't give, I'm fighting behind my friend. It never gave that. It didn't give that at all. Sister, talk for me right now. I'm still catching my breath. Talk for me, sister. You got it. I'm starting to pick up Maul. As soon as you call somebody your brother, I'm seeing it go somewhere else. If y'all know the history, y'all know the history. But as soon as that's my brother, it's been 3 brothers now. I'm starting to pick up this brother talk. This brother slang is for something else. I'm starting to pick up the uno, the dos, and the tres about the brothers. No, Ma, I think the only why you let it go with Zeta is because you seen people had Zeta back. AKA Solo. When it came to the dialogue of it all, Solo was one of the ones who, spoke up for Zeta. And he was kind of more like, no, this, Maul should have stayed out of it, da da da. The other one somewhat semi was giving like, we on Maul side, pick a side, we're on Maul's. But, obviously why they gonna pick Maul. But I feel as though Solo definitely was speaking up and saying, like, no, Maul should have stayed out of it, which was true. He should have stayed out of it. And not only that, you ain't think Zeta was going to get with your program. I think it was that too. You was in shock. Like you said, nobody has ever just punched you off the dome, came up on that. Zeta was on that. Zeta told you back up and you thought you was going to punk him out. And Zeta said, Bop, got him, not playing with you. Now, the funniest interaction during this whole episode was Zeta checking Maul. He said, you gonna ask me yesterday, do I need that? And that ain't your first time. And when they flipped the camera back on Zeta, he said, you think I'm gonna let you slide that third time? No, I'm gonna get on that. It's Maul reaction. So it was a period simple. Period simple, as you should. Right, like, that was so funny. I honestly, no shade. I feel like this season Maul is very comfortable with who he is as a person. Now, as y'all know, Maul has always read. He's always read. He's always been a reader. He's always been a comedian. He's always been intelligent. He's always been able to speak well. But I think this season is showing us a different, or not even different, like a more evolved Maul. And he's very comfortable with himself. I love it. Like, his arrogance is still there, the way he speaks, all that great stuff, all that is still there. But it's like, air of sprinkle with it, and I'm enjoying it. Okay, so I feel as though, he said that he want him to see it, but I want you to see it, because Zeta definitely was getting with your program. Now, don't get me wrong, it gave you hit harder than him. You backed him up a little bit, but let's be clear, Zeta was up in there with you, Maul. So I think you need to see it as well. But that's another thing too. Early on, I was saying, like, all this extra editing and stuff that now that TV be doing. Okay, cute when they reading each other. You know what I'm saying? Cute when they reading. If y'all want to slow it down, in the beginning, whatever. But I've always said I need the drone shot. Like, one thing I can say for South Central Baddies season 5, one thing they gave us was some drone shots. They slowed it down and they gave us different angles. I'm not saying I necessarily need the different angles with the editing. I think y'all, I don't know who happy Eddie hungry over there, who just love to edit down the fights. But what I need y'all to do is calm it down, relax. When it comes to the fights, when they read each other, all this, okay, edit, confess. But when it comes to these fades, I don't need all the in the middle. He knocked him down. I don't care. Let me see the fade. Okay, I'm gonna ask y'all. Do y'all consider them little 3 dots on Zeta head nods? Cause to me, them don't give off nods. Them just give off like bumps. Like, maybe he had already came in with the bump. I don't know. I'm not saying that Maul didn't knot him up, but I'm saying too. Usually when I see knots, you could visibly see knots, and it wasn't giving knot. It wasn't giving naughty. It wasn't giving naughty. It was giving scratched up, but it wasn't giving naughty. No rings. So the boys in the other house is going down the list of the boys in the other house. Everybody had like a different person from the other house. I thought they would be more organized and it'd be a collective decision on who they thought would be eliminated. But Autumn had a different person in the other house. Now, when it came to Landon talking about the only reason why he got casted is because me and him got into it because of Ivory. Yeah. Yeah, babes. You went out your way clout chasing. So yeah, you helped him get a spot. Thank you. You very much so was clout chasing off of that whole situation. You was trying to get more visibility, in my opinion. Trying to say like, yeah, I'm on there behind Ivory, daughter this, daughter that. I think you was chasing clout and you was trying to get more visibility, more so than Khalil. I think Khalil just seen it as an opportunity and he didn't mind. But you, on the other hand, looking for clout. Like I said, he seen the opportunity and he ran with it. Didn't do nothing with it as far as like defending his homegirl, but he wanted, that. Ant never gave Beyonce. It never gave Beyonce. It never gave in the front like Beyonce. And if you are in the front like Beyonce, it's because you're forcing yourself to be in the front. But it never gave Beyonce. It gave very much the women who was in the group in the beginning, who names we don't think of, don't remember. And it's no shade to them. I'm just, he brought up Beyonce. He wanted to be in Destiny's Child so bad. But it's giving the women who helped build up Destiny's Child, who, we never really talk about when it comes to Destiny's Child. When we think of Destiny's Child, we think of Michelle, Beyonce, and Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it never gave Beyonce, though. It never gave Beyonce. Okay, now, when it comes to them keep talking about the houses being divided, the show being divided, it's too early. It was already divided. Production had already divided y'all up early on. So I think it had y'all already came in divided. It wasn't like, oh, well, I think the house is divided now. No, the house been divided. The house was divided before y'all even got there. Production had already had this grand idea of dividing y'all up. So we end up meeting Marty, and off the rip, he is so handsome, clean cut, nice looking little dude. Now, mind you, they said that Marty was at the audition. They showed Ty find his friend. I'm like, Ty, where was his energy when Cashie was putting belt to ass with you? But okay, nevertheless. But we seen, him and Marty friend get it up. Marty friend ends up, getting KO real quick, by the shoe to the face or whatever the case was. And I'm in my head like, why are we watching this? Why would they not show us Marty fighting? But Marty, in my opinion, from what he's saying, it really don't seem like he owned it behind his friend. He probably is not gonna catch no phase like that. That's what it's giving. And I guess he was the dude that was in the trailer when food was smashed in his face. Some hit his face right then and there. I don't know what it was. It looked like a pie to me, but hey, it probably was that pasta that they was eating. But from his demeanor, it's not giving he finna catch all them phase. It's not giving it. He's standing on business behind his friend. None of that. So the rest of the Playboys come outside and it's house B. So mind y'all, they didn't give us a sneak peek of Cashie mollywopping Ma on the floor. I'm like, damn. He told me something, we'll keep waiting. And I'm just feeling as though the wait is getting shorter and shorter as we get through these episodes. So Rich Zay come out there, he on that, he need that, he looking for an issue. So with him looking for an issue, he wanted to sit by Maul. Maul is like, security, no, get him away from me. So Maul is there by himself. So in the beginning, he was getting into it with Cashie. Ant jumped in, and then Rich Zay jumped in. So it was just a lot of back and forth, and he was having to defend himself by himself. Now, mind you, again, it's you shouldn't have talked about the brother. You shouldn't have talked about the brother. But again, y'all have to hold accountability on both parts. Cashie definitely was talking about his son too. And as much as Cashie want to say parenting, you was talking about the child. Maybe you didn't put the child on the t-shirt. Maybe you wasn't, blankly just saying anything about the child, but you saying like, oh, you don't come see your child, you putting the baby mama into it, you saying how you had to buy shoes for the little boy and all that. That's you talking about the child, like doing like you wasn't necessarily being like the little boy looked like this or the little boy, da da da. But you just bringing up the child and how he don't do for the child. You bring the baby mama, all that has something to do with the child. So you're talking about the child. Now, Ma, you definitely didn't have to say anything out the way to Metro. Metro was standing there looking cute, sitting looking cute, and you just decided to say something out the way to Metro. Metro definitely looked clean, boo. Like you was trying to read, you could have kept it on Cashie and Zay. And Aunt love to jump in. Like, ugh. I don't know who get on my nerves more, him or D Scott, but right now he has my last nerve. Cause like all that extra be uncalled for, and really y'all even trying to come at him being like, this is what you shouldn't do, this one you shouldn't do. I get that y'all brother, and I get that y'all trying to take up for y'all friend, but y'all friend got it. Y'all friend is putting belt to ass. Y'all friend ain't missing no day of the week. Like, y'all friend really don't need no backup. He really, really don't. So Sway had to step in. Tilo looking crazy. Isaiah looking crazy. That's so funny. So I guess they trying to get the cameras ready so when the boys do fight, they got the camera set up, which should already happen, but okay. So I guess they're trying to get the camera set up. They telling them, don't fight, don't fight, don't fight. They making it clear, don't fight, don't fight, don't fight, knowing that a fight will be had in a minute. And I hope y'all captured it. So Metro calls out Khalil, just saying, I got that eye. You was on the floor. Then JR jumps in. Again, was not needed. And if we being for real, that's what really put Khalil on the show, in my opinion, too, is the fact that he does have a relationship with Nicki Minaj. He has a relationship with Stunner Girl. Like, his connections, his networking. People that, he's around also put him on the show. I don't think it was just because he got into it with Landon or any of these Playboys. The fact that he was talking back, he didn't mind. He going back and forth with them, and again, like who he connected to. So boom, Metro is getting into it with D Scott and Khalil. D Scott is having Khalil's back because they friends or whatever. And is trying to have Metro's back. So he jumps up. Again, he already know these people don't care for him. They don't like him. So he jumping up, trying to start, and they like, go sit down. Go sit down. And my thing is, he like, I'll pop it off. But again, I always want to be Beyonce. You're not Beyonce. You're not the fight that we want to see. No shade. We don't want to see you fight. We've been there, done that. Maybe you get the third fade or something in, but we don't want you to pop it off. They're looking for the stars, No shade. The stars of the show to pop it off, okay? They want the stars to get up. They're going to let the stars run that. The stars are still sitting down. So he did end up popping it off by just spin on Khalil. Khalil throws his purse. Rizé ends up like tapping Khalil, and that was that. But we'll see what happens in the next episode. This episode was cool. You know, it was cool. It definitely was a Zeta episode. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's giving Zeta season. I'm waiting on him to come out because it don't seem like they ain't brought him out yet. But I'll see y'all in the next one. Love y'all. Bye.